What up, y'all? Forward Fabio, man. BigBossFabo back again with a video for the channel. I'm actually doing a reaction to scary and creepy TikTok stories that'll give you chills part 3, man. Be sure to like the video, comment down below, and check out my TikTok playlist or creepy TikTok playlist. I'll link to that in the description as well as pin it in the comment section down below, man. Let's go ahead and get right into the video.
Videos that seem innocent but have a terrifying backstory, Part 10. Professional wrestler Owen Hart, known as the Blue Blazer, was infamous for flying into the ring on a rope attached to the ceiling. Unfortunately, at the championship match in 1999, the rope unlatched and the Blue Blazer fell 79 feet to his death. In 2015, 79-year-old Tamara Samsonova was moving out of her friend Valentina's house, but before leaving, she murdered Valentina with a hacksaw. Tamara then cooked her head and lungs for dinner, which are in the pot that she's holding in the video. Days later, Tamara was found at the same house and admitted to murdering and eating 14 people. In the following video, California...
What's up with all these cannibals, man? I just watched a movie today. It was a family of cannibals. Folks cooking brains and cooking lungs. Like, where do y'all get y'all's appetite from?
Officer Craig Allen Pierre is talking to a BBC reporter about the dangers of getting into people's cars on the highway. Ironically, Craig was later found guilty for the murder and sexual assault of Cara Knott and other women who he'd pulled over on the highway in an effort to get a date.
I thought he was gonna do something to the reporter.
Man with the upside down face appeared in any of your photos? This creature and legend was created by an artist named Trevor Henderson, and it's absolutely terrifying. He appears to be a man with a very large grin that has his head upside down. He is known to be drawn to tragic events because he loves feeding off people's sadness. So throughout history, he's actually been caught in the background of old photographs, but only tragic ones like car accidents, train crashes, stuff like that. Here he is in a photograph of a car accident in 1948. This second photo appears to be a similar case. He's inside the car smiling directly at the photographer. And the third photo, another car accident. So this seems to be his favorite type of incident to be around. Here he is in the background of a New Year's Eve party in 1943. The night that photo was taken, a man passed away and that's why he was there. And there he is in the background of a disastrous train accident in 1951. So if you've ever taken a photo during a tragic time of your life, maybe go back and look at it because he might be there.
The creepy man. Is that what they called him? The upside down face man. Hey, look at y'all's photos. He may be in the background. I don't think, like, who takes photos in like devastating situations though? I can't recall any time to where I would have, should have, or like would have possibly taken a photo at that point in time.
What is the creepiest unexplained thing you have ever come across on the internet? I was 12, alone in my room, casually browsing YouTube on my old laptop, when suddenly a jump scare opens from a completely different tab on Chrome. I still remember my webcam's light blinking. I was so terrified that I wasn't able to use my laptop alone for a good 6 to 7 months. When I was a kid, I had some cereal that had a website to visit to enter to win some prize or something. I don't remember the specifics. Anyway, when I entered that site into my computer, it didn't take me to some kid-friendly site or anything. It took me to a blank white page with just the text, "We have been watching you." Reddit user Fat and Depressed had an app that took photos of everyone that came to his house. He got loads in a row, often way after midnight, but no one was in the photos. Then suddenly, in one of the photos, he saw this thing. Once while I was playing some random game on my PC, my speakers cut out for a second, and I heard a loud typing sound, like if someone had a mic next to a keyboard. Two women started talking and laughing really loud, and then the sound went back to normal.
Pamela Horsford went to a friend's sleepover party, but she never made it back home. She was found dead the next morning. The other attendees claimed that she died after a fall while she was drunk, and the injuries were consistent with a fall. But the question is, how did she went unnoticed until the next morning? And the attorney of her family claimed that Horsford appeared to have been involved in a struggle before her death. So like her husband said, none of the stories make sense so far, and when that happens, usually there is a reason.
This is why you
involved till the next work attendee. She never made it. So the 40.
She the only black girl there, and they killed the black girl. Is that what you saying, bro? Well, damn.
The question is how Horsford appeared The stories make sense so far, and when that happens, usually there is a reason.
This is why you should always save your videos on Snapchat. In a small town in Indiana, Abigail Williams and Liberty German were taking a small hike in the woods. The town the two grew up in was very small, so not much really happened. The two walked the trails as they always would, admiring the trees and having small conversation. They knew Liberty's grandfather would soon pick them up, so they tried not to wander too far. 30 minutes later, Liberty's grandfather arrived at the location, but the girls were nowhere to be found. Panic began to set in because the girls were officially reported missing to the police. Police searched the trails for hours, but nothing turned up. That was until the next morning when both of the girls' lifeless bodies were found inside of a ditch. Detectives turned to social media to see if they could find anything, and what you're about to hear will give you chills. One video they found was Liberty recording a man following them because the two felt uncomfortable. And the audio of the video is even more disturbing than that. Take a listen. To this day, this man has never been identified, and this murder is unsolved. However, if it wasn't for these girls being brave enough to record this man, this case may have not had any clues at all.
It don't matter. The case is still unsolved. The only clue you have is audio saying going down the hill. Like, that's not that's not that great. So I was thinking of a movie. Have y'all seen the movie Eden Lake, man? It's got Michael Fassbender in it. It's a story about a couple that, you know, goes into the woods or like some type of secluded area. It's got a little, you know, lake area where you can lay out on the beach. Then there's a group of kids that starts harassing them, and then it escalates to a whole different level, man. I'm not going to give it away if you want to check it out. I want to say it's probably on Hulu or Tubi. I don't know. Eden Lake, man. It's a crazy, crazy movie. But for some reason, I started thinking of that movie when listening to this story, man. I'll leave it at that. Definitely check it out, though.
Make sure to like and follow, and I will see you guys tomorrow with a brand new video.
These are murders that you wish you never knew about, part 1. This is the boy in the box. And after 60 years, the mystery of the boy in the box is still unsolved. In 1957, on a chilly day in February, a young hunter was checking his traps in the woods when he came across a cardboard box lying in the woods. Inside was the dead body of a young boy who was stripped naked and completely mutilated. The young hunter was too scared to go and tell anybody, so the boy in the box's dead body laid there for a couple more days just rotting, until a braver soul found the body and contacted the police. The boy in the box was somewhere between 3 and 7 years old. He was small, malnourished.
My thing is, if the first person who came across the body never told anybody, how do we know that he came across the body? Unless when, you know, the boy was found, somebody else came forward and said, oh, I found the body. I was just too scared to come to the authorities. You know what I'm saying? Like, how do they know that somebody came across the body? And if he had came forward, he probably would have been considered a suspect. Like, why did you not say anything, bro? I'm curious why that guy didn't say nothing. He did it.
And unkempt.
He definitely did it.
And his body was covered in scars and a lot of bruises. To this day, nobody knows who did this, and I don't think we ever will.
2 sentence horror stories. As I watch her roll peacefully over in her sleep, I smile and think how lucky I am to know what true love feels like. It may look like an accident to others, but I know she leaves that tiny crack in the blinds of her window just for me.
I feel breathing so hard.
As I dragged my mangled, bloody body up the steps, I notice the serene beauty of the sunrise from the bridge. No matter, I must make sure I land on my head this time. The doctor hid his face in his hands, now crying, as screams filled the hospital that truly didn't have any more room. Humans, no matter how injured, old, or sick, just wouldn't die anymore. Mommy always screams when I show up inside the house soaking wet. She keeps telling me she didn't want me to die, but I know she heard me cry for help when I was drowning in our pool.
These are corny. These aren't scary.
Mom always said she wanted to die before her kids. As the doctor read my diagnosis, I realized I would have to grant her wish myself.
So Joey Matheny was on the quest to find his runaway wife. Driven by revenge, he raped, murdered and dismembered homeless people and prostitutes while on his way to find his wife. But the way he disposed the bodies was truly horrific. Instead of hiding them, he was bringing them back home. Then he would chop them, mix them with pork, and turn them into little burgers. He then opened up a barbecue stand and served those burgers to his customers.
Hell no.
And no one ever noticed.
Bro, why do folks do this? Like, if you're gonna do some nasty, weird, crazy type of stuff, keep that to yourself. Why are you opening a whole business and serving this food to customers? Like, you must be really demented. You know what I mean? Like, and all these cannibals, man. It's crazy, man. There you go. There you have it, man. Like, comment, subscribe. Let me know y'all's thoughts on these, man. I added this to my TikTok playlist, or Creepy TikTok playlist. I'm going to keep doing these, man. The first one I did got pretty good response. So, you know, get the people what they want. Peace, love, prosperity. God bless, man. We'll catch y'all in the next video. We out.